So thank you for being here with me tonight to share in this. For any of you who are wondering about what this is like, what hypnosis is like, if you've never experienced it before, I would invite you to just enjoy the experience. Just let it unfold for you, however it unfolds. And afterwards, if you have any questions, we can do questions afterwards. Does that sound like a plan? But for right now, it's simply your time to just be in this space, to be in this moment, to be with your breath. I've had people lay down on the chairs. If you feel like laying down on the chairs and laying down on the floor, whatever you need to do to get comfortable in your space, you may do so. So, with that in mind, just kind of taking a deep breath in, exhaling. This is your time and your space. And I congratulate you for coming out this evening, taking this time for yourself, taking the opportunity to connect to everything that is within. And so all you need to do right now is listen to my voice, follow my instructions, take on the beneficial suggestions that you choose to take on, and simply be in this time and space, allowing to unfold whatever may unfold for you, as we focus on activating faith, the power of the month. So again, noticing your breath, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And since everyone here has already intuitively closed their eyes, if it is comfortable for you to do so, just allow those eyes to remain closed. You can open them at any time you desire, but realizing closing your eyes allows you to deepen this experience, make it more personal, allows you to go deeper, more relaxed. Breathing in, breathing out, feeling so comfortable, so peaceful. Breathing in and breathing out. Perhaps during this time, you begin to feel so deeply relaxed that your mind drifts off. Perhaps you even feel like nodding off a bit. That is perfectly okay. Everything that you are supposed to hear this evening, you will hear with perfect ears. You will hear with those inner ears, the inner ears that allow you to connect to those inner resources. So again, just allowing yourself, allowing all of it to just melt away now, dissolve. Any tension of the day simply melting, drifting, dissolving away, floating out of your body. Tension, worry, concern, difficulty, challenge, anything. Just feel it leave your body now on the next exhale. As you continue to breathe in and out, connecting with that breath, that life-giving breath, that breath that moves through your body, that breath that is with you from the day you were born until the day you die. Breathing in, breathing out. We could just spend our entire time this evening concentrating on our breath and realizing what a gift it is. Breath after breath. We never have to charge it, turn it on, turn it off. We never have to ask it to start up. The breath is with us every single day. Breathing in, breathing out. The breath doesn't care if we've been good or bad, according to what our definition of good and bad is. The breath doesn't care if we are rich or we are poor. The breath doesn't matter if we are sick or healthy. The breath doesn't ask if we are deserving or worthy. The breath doesn't ask if we are black, if we are white, if we are male, if we are female, if we are gay or if we are straight. The breath is simply there, sustaining us, supporting us, breathing in and breathing out, noticing how that breath feels. Breathing in and breathing out, noticing perhaps the temperature of that breath. Breathing in and breathing out, feeling yourself go deeper still. More relaxation, peace, and calm entering your body. When we begin to think of the stability of the breath and how it's always there for us, it's just almost as if we are being breathed. That it's not even really truly ourselves doing the breathing, that we are truly being breathed. Because at the end of the day, we didn't ask for it to begin. It just started. So what is this life force behind the breath that keeps it going, that perpetuates it? Breathing in and breathing out, being breathed, allowing yourself to be breathed. And I like this concept of being breathed. And perhaps you may like it as well. This concept that allows us to feel supported, allows us to connect to a larger force, much larger than ourselves. Whatever that force may be for you, universal mind, God, the universe, spirit. It truly is our breath that connects us. Breathing in and breathing out. And perhaps you're thinking at this time, it feels so good. I feel so calm, so relaxed, so supported. And perhaps you even feel the desire to maybe let your head nod forward a little bit. Drop your chin. Feel your shoulders and the nape of your neck become soft and loose and limp as more and more tension continues to melt out of your body. Gone. Dissolving, melting, floating away. Making any adjustments for comfort. Any adjustments at all. Allowing your body to become part of the chair, becoming one, just sinking so deeply into it that it feels if there is absolutely no separation between you and that chair. You no longer realize where the chair ends and you begin. Becoming one, simply letting yourself float in this space. Or perhaps you'd like to ground yourself in this space. Becoming lighter or heavier, whichever feels right for you. Listening to my voice very attentively, hearing every single word, or letting my voice drift off out into the distance, whichever way is right for you. Your inner ears hear everything that they need to hear this evening. So again, one more time, congratulate yourself for being here. Just give yourself a big old hug. Say, good for you, good for me. Good for me. If you'd like to deepen this experience even more, it's actually quite simple to do that. Deepening this experience simply by asking yourself the question, putting out the intention of, yes, I would like to deepen this experience even more. I wonder how deep I can go. Following my instructions, simply by following my instructions, counting backwards from 10 to 0, 0 being that magic number, which you increase, amplify, deepen, expand this experience for yourself. Perhaps it's by opening up your inner ears even more, or opening up your inner mind, or your inner whatever. I'll leave that up to you. Expanding this experience in whatever way is right and perfect for you, simply by counting backwards from 10 to 0, and at that magic number 0, simply letting it happen, allowing it to happen, desiring it to happen, expecting it to happen, starting at 10, beginning now, 9, one step closer, 8, knowing that your mind understands exactly what it needs to do to amplify, expand, increase, or deepen this experience for you. Your ever-powerful mind understands this. 7, more peace, more calm, more relaxation. Whatever more is for you, what is that more that you would like to experience right now? 6, 5, halfway there. 4, expecting, anticipating. 3, getting there quickly now. 2, how good is it going to feel? 1, how deep will you go? How will you expand this? Your mind understands exactly. 1 and 0, magic number. 0. 0. Deepening. Now. And it is in this time, in this space, that you've created for yourself, that your body is relaxed, that your mind is open and receptive to new learning, to new suggestions. Perhaps during this time, information or insight or understanding will be provided from within, from that such a wise place, that very, very wise place from within, providing you the insight that you've been asking for, or the guidance that you've been seeking, as you allow yourself to simply expand your mind and your experience during this time. And this is the month of faith. We begin by reading from Charles Fillmore's book, The 12 Powers on Faith. Charles Wesley writes, "Faith, mighty faith, the promise sees and rests on that alone, laughs at impossibilities and says, 'It shall be done.'" We could leave it at that. Faith laughs at impossibilities and says, "It shall be done." What impossibility would you like to laugh at right now? What is it that shall be done in your life as you activate this power of faith? And before we continue, I would like to just, according to Charles Fillmore, the faith is housed at the crown of our head and is associated with the color blue. Perhaps faith lives in that same spot in you. Perhaps it lives somewhere else in your body. Just take a moment and connect and see if it's that same place. It doesn't have to be the same place as Charles Fillmore writes. It can be whatever place is right and perfect for you. Just tapping into that place, discovering where faith lives within you. For faith does live in each and every one of us. It's whether we choose to connect with it, remember that it's there. There's never a separation, only our forgetfulness, our limited thinking that keeps us from tapping into this power. Charles Fillmore writes, faith is purely spiritual. It knows nothing less than supreme assurance. Supreme assurance. Faith is dauntless. It knows no defeat. Faith is the quality of the mind that moves and molds ideas and brings them to concrete expression. Faith is the assurance or confidence of the mind that invisible substance is the source of visible material things. Faith is dauntless. Where in your life right now could you use a little faith? If faith is dauntless and faith laughs at impossibilities, and faith is the thing that says it shall be done, what is it in your life right now that is calling for faith? And I'd like you to put that faith, perhaps you can associate the color blue with faith. Perhaps you'd like to associate a shape or a form. Perhaps there's a particular image that comes to mind when you think of faith. But thinking about that area in your life that is calling for a little bit of faith, for calling you to step up with that power of faith, and seeing that faith face off against that circumstance, challenge, or whatever it is, and see how that circumstance, challenge, difficulty, problem, struggle, whatever it is, see how it becomes instantaneously transformed when you put faith right up against it. What happens? And we know if we can imagine it in our mind, it shall be done. As rays of sunshine creep through tangled vines and shed their warmth and glow in the dark, damp corners of the earth, so faith creeps through the dark, tangled meshes of human thought and radiates its strength, hope, and courage. That is a beautiful visual. Whatever dark, tangled meshes of limited thought may be going in any single one of us. And if we are human, we know that there are times when we have dark, tangled thoughts. Allowing that light of faith to push through, to transform, to radiate strength, hope, and courage. Charles Fillmore continues, it is the constant mingling and intermingling of the conscious intelligence with faith that establishes the healing consciousness. This consciousness, built on the rock of faith, becomes more and more fearless, more and more free, and finally comes forward and says, behold, no task is too hard for me. Hear yourself in your mind right now. Practice in your mind saying that. No task is too hard for me. Our true ideas always come from God, or from the infinite, or from divine mind, or from the universe, or from spirit, however you define God. Our true ideas are always from that source. The yearning desire of these divine ideas in the heart, the yearning desires of these divine ideas in our hearts causes mind action. And through this movement, the divine ideas are born by faith into consciousness and produce thought. So those desires that we have to expand ourselves, to grow, to become more, those are the things that we need to listen to. Faith works on and on after all reason is exhausted. After all reason is exhausted, faith is still present. And we know we all have examples of this in our lives, personal examples. When we've been told, just give it up, it's not going to happen, what's the point? We've listened to that voice inside of our heads or inside of our hearts or wherever it is housed from that has told us to keep on, even when it didn't make sense to us. Because faith works on and on and on after all reason is exhausted. When set into activity according to law, faith will lay hold of the very basic substance of being and create just what is needed to perfect the desired demonstration. Again, when set into activity, when we call faith in and use it according to the law, faith will lay hold of the very basic substance of being and create just what is needed to perfect the desired demonstration. Let us work to attain the faith, vision that gives us the true perspectives of the realm of reality. Let us use that faith. Faith, Charles writes, works through love. Faith works through love. So you can think of a time in your life now. This seems very elementary. But when we are in a space of fear, how big is our faith? And there really are only two emotions, faith or fear and love. And so when we can move from fear to love, it's one way that we can activate faith. Loving ourselves enough to allow that activation, to call in that resource, to call in that power. So again, whatever it is in your life right now, and it doesn't matter what it is, it can be something big, it can be something small, it can be something you've been struggling with for a long time, it could be something that's just a small irritation or annoyance. It could be that coworker at work, it could be a relationship. It doesn't matter what it is. The universe doesn't care what it is. The fact of the matter is, anything can be transformed when we allow faith to work through love, and both of those things activated together. So again, I invite you at this time, whatever that thing is in your life, right now, tonight, that you would like to see transformed, to whatever degree of transformation you would like to see. Feel that love right now emanating from you, from Divine Source, feeling yourself loved up. And now add faith. Put that faith up against that issue, that struggle, that annoyance, that irritation, whatever it may be. And hear yourself through the voice of faith. Behold, I can do this. Behold, I can do this. And as you see that transformation taking place in your mind, perhaps tonight is the right and perfect time for that to be released, to actually claim that transformation. Perhaps tonight is the right and perfect time and space for that to happen. And if that is so, go ahead and ask yourself the question, what do I need to know, do I understand right now? What insight, information, or understanding do I need to receive right now in this time and space for me to release this and let it be transformed through the power of faith as taught by spiritual law? What is the truth of that situation? What do you need to know, do, or understand tonight in this time and space to allow that to happen right now, to allow the truth about that to come forth? Letting that information, that insight, that understanding simply float up from within, providing guidance, answers, solutions. Anything that you need to take action on, being made crystal clear to you right now. Feeling motivated and energized to take that action, to already make the decision that whatever action that is, that you do take it. Whatever releasing, healing, letting go needs to happen here tonight. Doing so in the hand and the face of faith. Feeling that essence of faith wrapping itself around you right now. Perhaps in that color of blue that it's associated with. Perhaps you choose a different color for faith. Perhaps you see it as an aura enveloping you, supporting you, guiding you, loving you. Or perhaps you hear it as a whisper, whispering, you can do this. You are powerful. You are loved. You are supported. You are resourced. You are forgiven. You are forgiving. Whatever that voice is whispering to you now, knowing that it is the right and perfect voice for you. And so truly allowing this transformation to take place. Intellectual faith, Charles Fillmore writes, admits doubt and hope of fulfillment in the future. Spiritual faith includes unfailing assurance and immediate response. Intellectual faith admits doubt. And you're here this evening because I know that's not the kind of faith you're interested in. and hope of fulfillment in the future. Your faith, the faith that we activate tonight in this time and space, the activation already being fulfilled, your reconnection to this inner resource being made permanent here this evening. Spiritual faith includes unfailing assurance and immediate response. Immediate response. And just as a sculptor sits in front of a piece of stone. Perhaps you can imagine right now a large piece of stone sitting on some sort of table or pedestal. And the sculptor is just walking around that piece of stone. He or she simply walks around. And that person doesn't really have an idea yet what is inside that stone. As he or she touches the coolness of the surface, perhaps he or she even puts their noses up to it and smells the stone and gets a sense of what the stone smells like. Walking around, perhaps just taking a moment to even listen to what the stone might be whispering. As the sculptor continues to touch that stone, feel the stone, look at the stone, there's no particular form that comes to mind. That sculptor simply knows that there is a masterpiece inside. And so picking up his tools, and those tools change depending on the chip or the cut that he wants to make in that stone, always reaching for the right and appropriate tool to make that exact chip, that exact chisel, that exact cut. As he continues to move his hands around the stone, again, perhaps having an idea of what is inside, but not fully knowing or understanding what exactly in the end it's going to be or how exactly he or she is going to get there, but knowing that at the end, when all is said and done, that there is a masterpiece inside. And so he or she continues to work, sometimes taking large chunks off, and sometimes doing such detailed work that the normal person can't even see the stone that's being chiseled away. So minute is it. And he continues to work, she continues to work. And that picture, that sculpture, becomes clearer and clearer, becomes more defined. Every day, emerging more and more, every day in every way, more and more defined, a bigger, bolder, brighter picture of what it originally was. And so are you as well, allowing that masterpiece to emerge, doing the work that is yours to do, and standing firmly with faith, knowing that the masterpiece, it's only a matter of time before that masterpiece emerges in all of its glory, in all of its perfection. That stone being transformed into something even more beautiful than it was before. And so you too are a master sculptor. All things are possible for those who have faith. So not now, but in a moment, and first at the snap of my fingers, not before, but at the snap of my fingers, marking the end of this session on faith. Counting upwards from 1 to 5. Number 1, taking in all the suggestions that are beneficial for you tonight, anything that you heard, felt, saw in your mind, taking that on and integrating them fully into who you are and who you go forth to be. 2, taking a deep breath in, feeling the energy that it provides your body. 3, feeling energized as you reacquaint your body to the chair that you're sitting on, to how this chair fits into this room, to how you fit into this space, how you fit into this universe, and claiming your space and your right to be here. 4, with anticipation and expectation at feeling absolutely wonderful, ready for whatever the rest of the night holds for you. 5, energized, alert, focused, awake, eyes open, eyes open, eyes open.